Krakow's Market Square. It's a popular tourist destination. Usually the square is filled with people strolling through the historic colonnades, taking pictures of St. Mary's Church. But not everyone carrying a camera here today is on holiday. Kareem Amer isn't a tourist. He's a 28-year-old blogger from Egypt. Because he was in danger in his home country, the city offered him refuge for 1 year. The idea was to give him some breathing room and a little time to feel safe again. Kareem's first impressions of Krakow actually involved pigeons like these.
It's not like this in Egypt. Pigeons don't just come and sit on your hand. In Egypt, birds are wary of humans. Poles aren't as aggressive towards the weak as Egyptians are. I've never seen anything like this there.
A Polish club is letting Kareem use an apartment in this leafy district in the west of the city. He updates his blog from here. Those who can speak Arabic and read what he writes soon begin to understand why he faces problems back home. This afternoon, his message is stark. Islam poses a threat to humanity. Especially in the West, a fear of Islam should be a normal reaction, just like the fear of falling under the wheels of a moving train.
That's what I think. I'm an atheist. In Egypt, everything has become worse under the Muslim Brotherhood. As far as I'm concerned, there is no moderate Islam. Osama bin Laden was the true face of Islam.
But surely the situation in Egypt must have improved after the fall of Hosni Mubarak, we say. Or has it? Kareem doesn't think so.
The current situation in Egypt will need a lot of time to settle down. I was persecuted under Mubarak and was stupid enough to believe that he was the problem and that everything would improve when he was overthrown. I should have known better because I was brought up in a family of Islamic extremists. Now that the Muslim Brotherhood is in power, I've come to realize that they're much more dangerous than Mubarak ever was.
There are 1,470 marks on the cover of this book. Each represents a day Kareem spent in an Egyptian prison. He showed us an internet film of death row at the Borg El Arab facility. Kareem was incarcerated for almost 4 years with felons. His alleged crime? Blasphemy. The authorities were trying to break him.
The guard first greeted me by saying, "A drug dealer was in this cell before you, and we hanged him. Now his evil spirit haunts the cell every night." I said, "That doesn't matter. I like ghosts. At least I won't be all alone."
Kareem was also tortured, but he won't talk about it. His parents never visited him. During his trial, his father even called for the death penalty. Since he's arrived in Poland, Kareem has had no contact with anyone in his family. They've disowned him. All he has left to remember them by are 2 thumbnail-sized photos of his father and one of his brothers.
I don't like to talk about my family. When I was 8, my father threatened to kill me because I hadn't prayed. Islam teaches that a child isn't obliged to pray. But my father said, "If you don't go to the mosque, then I'll cut your throat."
Kareem is suffering and needs help, but he can't find a psychologist in Poland who can speak Arabic, and he can't speak Polish. He often feels alone. Egyptians don't trust him, and his girlfriend has left him. The differences between Egypt and Poland always strike him most when he sees a Polish woman on the street all on her own, free and without fear.
Women are harassed, degraded, and raped in Egypt. Men grab them and rip their clothes off on the street. They do terrible things to women that I'm ashamed to speak of. Women in Poland don't live in fear. You can't compare it. It's like comparing the sky to the earth.
Kareem has done everything he can not to let his time in prison break his spirit. But the awful trauma has left its marks. Still, the year in Krakow has also been a kind of therapy for him.
All the terrible things that I experienced, the suffering I experienced in prison, has made me stronger. I don't want people who read my blog to think that I'm an extremist, but my readers need to find out the truth about Egypt and Islam. In spite of everything, I am convinced that I'm on the right path.
His year in Krakow is drawing to a close. Because he can't go back to Egypt, he's now trying to obtain political asylum in Scandinavia. Every night he writes his blog and follows the latest critical news of events in Egypt. He believes the situation will stay that way, though he hopes change will come. He's dreaming of the day, he says, when he can say, "Hi, I'm Kareem, a jobless blogger."